welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. FCB Group India recently announced that it will now be known as FCB India, simplifying its agency's nomenclature and aligning with FCB's global naming architecture. This change reflects the network's intent to create clarity in structure and consistent representation across their markets. As a part of this transition, the agency previously referred to as FCB India, a sub-brand within the group, has now been rebranded as FCB Neo. We are in conversation with Dheeraj Sinha, Group CEO of FCB India and South Asia, on this bold rebrand. He is also speaking with us about many things, including the shifts in the advertising ecosystem, marketers being obsessed with data dashboards, and with many brands moving content creation in-house. How does FCB India remain indispensable in this increasingly decentralized model? After the new rebranding, what are the tangible shifts, in the brand and the client perception, and also, the overall business that you see or expect?
So see, the rebranding is largely to celebrate the momentum that the group has been having for last 15-18 months. So we wanted to use this occasion to more clarify and simplify the brand. Because say from a global perspective, you say FCB New York or you say FCB Canada and you say FCB India, right? So we just wanted to collapse that, make it simple, easy to roll on the mouth, and also very simply bring the four agencies together, which is FCB Neo, FCB Connect, Interface and Olka, to form a group. So the exercise is more for simplification, ease of understanding nomenclature, aligning with the global framework of how we are labeled everywhere, and to signal the momentum that the group is having for last couple of months. And in specific within that, if you look at the name FCB Neo, it's about that agency being the arrowhead for all the new age work in terms of modern marketing, whether it's influencer-led work or digital-led work or platform-led work that Neo has been doing across clients like Uber, Google, KFC, and so on and so forth. So that's really the context for the rebranding.
Dheeraj, also give us an understanding on, the current advertising agencies and creative agencies ecosystem, given, the attention span is going down, the inflation is going up, we know all about the trade tensions, we know about the market fluctuations. So what is happening and how are, agencies coping up with all of these challenges coming their way?
I think the first thing is to accept that there is a dramatic transformation happening in the marketplace, right? And it's not just advertising as a business. The whole ecosystem is changing. The way people are interacting with brands, business, the way macroeconomic environment is shaping up, everything is changing. So change has to be flipped as growth. If you don't have that attitude, you will suffer and you will die in this environment for sure. So the fact that the agency model needs to reinvent itself is written on the wall. For us, we're saying that we have to be full funnel. So all our agencies can go from very, very high-end strategy. And when I'm saying high-end strategy, I'm not just saying comms. I'm saying we can help our clients figure what game to play. Right? So we go from very high-end strategy to mainline, to digital, to CRM, to production, to media, all of it. So what is happening is that a relationship with a client, which I was, say, doing only 100, now I can do 150 with the same relationship. So a lot of our growth is coming from organic by doing more with the same clients. So we get more revenue from the same relationship. So we are more profitable, we can hire more people, we can pay them better. Second, the client is getting one throat to choke. So we are entering the client with what is your KPI, and we are taking them through the journey, all the way till production and media, and we are holding ourselves responsible for the outcome. Right? It's not that, oh my God, I didn't get my delivery, so call the ORM agency, or now ORM agency, the media agency didn't deliver. So these are the large changes, some of which we are proactively embracing. So for the client, it's one throat to choke. For us, it's full funnel. And therefore, we are bringing a lot more money back into the system.
So one throat to choke for the client and full funnel for you guys is like the shift that you are seeing. What is the shift, in the consumer behavior that you have observed over the past couple of months at all?
I think from a market perspective, right, the conversation, there's a K-shaped market is a reality. We're seeing that across the board. I think brands which are on the premium end, which are selling upgradation, are doing well. So mobile phones are doing well. We sold a good number of two-wheelers last year during the festive. All of that is doing well. There's stress at the bottom of the funnel. There's reorganization of the wallet. There's commodity pressure. Prices are going up. There's clear indication of downtrading. The real market in India, Shibani, right now, talk to me about, I'd say, is the top 50 million where the money is being spent. So if you're playing your game there, you're doing well. If you're at the bottom of the funnel and you're in a commodity space, you're suffering.
Yeah. Dheeraj, since you are a strategy person and we know that marketers today are obsessed with data dashboards. So given the situation, how do you get back, that human insight at the heart of creative strategy?
Yeah, I think data is in fact aiding human insights, right? Because so many times you see a piece of a data and it tells a dramatic story. I remember a long time back I was running a pitch for a juice brand. And one piece of data which shaped our whole strategy was that the unorganized juice market, right, was 100 times more than the organized juice market.
Yeah.
Now that just one piece of data tells you so much of story that Indians are not having packaged juice, but they are having juice everywhere on Haji Ali Juice Center and Ram Juice Center in Banaras. And they're not just drinking juice, they are eating juice. There's masala. There's a whole world out there.
So there is a room for everyone to grow the market together rather than competing with each other.
Absolutely. So data also tells you stories. You have to mine it in the current way. That's one use of data. The second use of data, I think, in between, say, for a decade, we got so fascinated by social media metrics of engagement and likes and retweets, right? And now everybody's realizing that's easy to buy, right? The real data which matters today is, are your sales moving? Are your subscribers number changing? And that's what we map our work to. So when we start a campaign or a strategy, we're saying, okay, what's the outcome on this business that you want to drive? And then what does it take to get to that outcome? It might be a combination of a brand piece, an influencer piece, a print piece, all of that coming together to deliver that outcome that the brand and the business needs.
And one of the larger trends also that I have seen over the past 1 year, Dheeraj, is that every brand today wants to be purpose driven.
Yeah.
Every other campaign that we see or initiative that we see has some or the other purpose attached to it. So who is really selling your soaps and your tea without having a soul searching conversation?
I have a feeling that the era of purpose has mellowed down a bit. I think about beginning of the last decade is when the purpose conversation kind of peaked to my mind. If you look at our body of work, the entire body of work. You can't have tea
without speaking about equality or
actually, we just released a campaign for Wagh Bakri Chai saying this is better tea.
Just better tea.
Kadak swad, jo jubaan pe chad jaye, better tea. Just released yesterday.
Or speaking about planet Earth.
Yeah, so big fan really. I mean, if you look at the model that we have on building brands, we are saying you have to take the leadership stance of the business you are in. You have to stay true to your central course of the category. And you have to wrap all of that in a culture fuel. That's body of work which comes out of ours. So if you look at the work on Adidas, you got this. If you look at all the work we do, for example, on Tuyam, we kind of smuggled eatable placards into IPL. But it is underlying the fact that these potato chips are Tuyam. They are crispy. So body of work that we are doing is passing through the category. It's selling the advantage of the product and shifting consumption behavior for the brand. I think there's a movement for that kind of work, not just in India, but globally. I'm not a big fan of purpose. I'm a big fan of solving large problems, right? And those problems have to be aligned to the business that you are in, right? I mean, there's no point me trying to solve a world unity problem if I'm a sanitary pad brand, but if I'm a sanitary pad brand, I can solve for education for young girls. Right? Because that's aligned to the line of my business. Girls stay in school, they buy more pads, my business increases. So I think solving problems as a North Star rather than everybody having to find a purpose. I mean, finally,
purpose washing the consumer. Do you think there is a fatigue in the consumers when it comes to, seeing so much of purpose, slapped on their faces?
I think fatigue in the consumer, I also feel fatigue in the fraternity, right? I mean, I remember about 5 years back, there would be client briefs saying, oh, let's do a workshop to find out a purpose. I haven't had that brief in a bit now.
Also, another thing that we have seen overall in the past few months is that how many of the big companies are moving their, like people in-house and setting up their own in-house agencies and content creation teams. So, do you look at it as a threat for, the agency business at all? How do you make FCB India indispensable in the eye of the client? What are the ways in which you do that?
A lot of clients have tried that. Some of the clients have actually tried that. It has failed and it has come back. I'll tell you where it works and where it doesn't work. So what clients nowadays call lo-fi content, that they're just very flat video content on how to do stuff, or say if you're a finance brand on how to do stock trading, simple tips, etc., etc. Clients nowadays feel that lo-fi content is easily done at speed, low cost, in-house by putting a small team together, and they may succeed with that. When it comes to defining work for the brand, shifting the gear from say 100 million consumers to 150 million consumers, building a brand, shifting the needle on a category, etc. Bulk of the work is being done by agencies. The strategy is being done here, the creative is being done here, the through the line mid-funnel work is being done here. So I feel for everyday content and performance marketing, those are two buckets where the business is shifting in-house, and I think clients are succeeding with that. But everything else, I think agencies are still holding the rules. And if you ask me, has, for example, in-housing had a huge dent on our India business? The answer is no.
No?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, and especially in a market like India, right? I mean, either you're launching a new category, you're changing a behavior to say, come online, do stock trading, or you're changing behavior, buy my wallet, or you're saying shift to probiotic dahi. So across the board, either you're changing behaviors, you're asking for greater market share, right? You're asking for huge blip in your sales, etc. And a lot of those problems cannot be just solved by lo-fi, bottom of the funnel content or performance. In fact, the cost of performance goes higher and higher if your brand doesn't have a easy search value in consumers' mind. I've been on businesses where the search of the cost of performance was going through the roof, and we built some air cover for the brand, and the cost of performance went down. Right? So I think brands are realizing that even the new age brand startups who went from, say, the early journey of, say, 0 to 10 million consumers, you can do through performance and influencers. But post that is when you need brand thinking, you need mid-funnel work, you need top-funnel work. And I think it's the agencies which are doing all the body of work.
We are speaking right at the start of the award season with Abby's in Cannes going forward. What are your expectations, and what is some of the work that you expect to win going forward in the coming months? What is the body of work that you are truly proud of as a leader?
Yeah. I think this is a large body of work which has come out of our agencies that I'm proud of, and proud of not essentially from an award perspective, because I've always gone on a limb and said that I do not engineer the agency for awards. I mean, I will never engineer the agency for the awards. We engineer the agency for great work which delivers to clients' businesses. And I mean great work, so not boring work, not bad work. We want to do great work, we want to do awesome work, we want to do creatively sparkling work. But for us, it's very important that work moves the needle on clients' businesses, right? And if you look at, for example, a lot of work, for example, this work which has come out of FCB interface around Lucky Yatra, which is around the solving for the ticketless travel. There's work which we've done for Navneet around color blindness, all brand work, solving for real problem, etc., which is exciting. There's work from FCB Ulka that we've done with the Bharat Times around changing the Hindi language and making it more progressive and including words which celebrate professions and success of women, which never existed in the language. There's work from FCB Neo, on Uber One, where there's a promotion called Uber One, and we said this promotion is only for people who have one in their names, right? So that kind of work, there's work from Connect on, the 2M placards being kind of smuggled inside IPL. And so there's a large body of work that I'm happy about and proud about. It reflects the momentum that the group has. The fact it's come across agencies, not just one agency which is firing. Now, whether that wins or doesn't win is in the hands of the jury, and I'm okay about it.
Great. All the best for that. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, great talking to you.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we're catching up with Puneet Das, President of Packaged Beverages at Tata Consumer Products, on the evolution of their Jagore initiative. And he's also speaking to us about how is India drinking tea today.